You have billions of euros of EU funding in open calls, and you have thousands of applications written, and yet most applications fail. And why is that? Because they don't know the system. They guess, they hope, and they lose. You want to change that. You don't want to be part of that group. You want to make your application the special one. Yeah, I'm going after Mourinho's line. Yeah, of course. So welcome to season 3 of InnovEU, the EU Project Chronicles. And in this season, we will have the usual interviews with EU partners like before. We'll have the same analysis of open calls like before. But we'll also have an exact blueprint to turn your EU project from rejected to funded. In this first episode, we'll break down that concept, the EU Project Readiness Pyramid. Fancy name, yeah, but you'll see it's not that complicated. We will be analyzing step by step this framework to build winning projects. And then we'll be analyzing each step individually in the following episodes. In this episode, we'll just look at the framework and okay, it's not like I discovered the wheel, okay? It's just a logical framework with some AI tools that I will make available for you that will help you make you the special one. Your proposal, I mean, your proposal. So in this episode also, we'll have an interview with Marco Amici. He's an EU project veteran. You'll love listen to him telling us all about the EU PM2 project and how it can help you build and run great projects. And finally, we'll also be dissecting an open call, a Creative Europe open call. It's in InnovLab, and you'll know exactly how to position your project for success in this call. So let's go for it.
The future of creative innovation starts now. The European Union has launched the Creative Innovation Lab 2025, and your project could be next in line for funding. This initiative, part of the Creative Europe program, is designed to support bold, cross-sectoral projects that push the boundaries of innovation in cultural and creative industries. Are you working on AI-driven content creation, virtual reality experiences, sustainable innovation in creative industries? This call is looking for projects that leverage AI and big data for content creation and audience engagement. Explore virtual worlds for European storytelling, create innovative business models for digital distribution, and implement greener practices in cultural production. We are looking for creative minds across Europe. Eligible applicants include public and private organizations from Creative Europe countries, tech startups, cultural institutions, audiovisual companies, and consortiums with at least 2 organizations from different countries. This call offers a total budget of 5 million euros, with up to 70% co-funding for selected projects. Submission deadline, April 24, 2025, 17h CET. Evaluation period, May, September 2025. Results announced, October 2025. Ready to bring your innovative idea to life. Submit your proposal via the EU Funding and Tenders portal. Don't miss this opportunity to shape the future of creative innovation. Apply now.
Welcome back to InnovEU. We have a new season, and we start this first episode with Marco Amici. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. He's joining us from Rome. He works at the Rome University of Rome, and he'll tell us the department. Would you please tell us a little bit about you and your institution, please?
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Marco Amici. I'm researcher at University of Rome Tor Vergata. I'm expert in EU-funded projects. My research area are basically management, public management, and of course, also project management, especially project management in public and public sector organizations. I also work as a consultant in private and public administration, helping them to manage EU-funded projects. So together with within my university, part of the research group of government and civil society, and together with my colleagues, we did a lot of works, research work on EU-funded management and management projects. And I would like to take this opportunity, so I'd like to thank you, Fernando, for inviting me to take this opportunity to present and to talk about our last project that we developed in this domain. It is
let me interrupt you. That is an Erasmus project that you are running, right?
Yes, exactly.
What's the name of the project, please?
EU PM Square.
Okay, great. And before you enter the project, give us a little bit of context. How long have you been working in the EU-funded projects? I'm sure the university has a long experience, but you yourself, how long have you been working in this area?
I've been working in this area 15 years. So far, I started as a project officer at the Germany Center of Excellence at the University of Tor Vergata, and then I basically started my career as an expert in EU-funded projects, and then I continued either at university, but also outside university. I opportunity to work in public administrations, ministries, and also private organization, mainly dealing with either direct funds, but also with cohesion funds. So my experience in the domain of EU-funded project was quite extensive, and was mixed also with the research activities. So apart from trying to, of course, designing and managing projects, we always at university trying to also research on the way to increase and to have a more efficient and effective management of EU-funded projects. So because of this mix of theory and practice, we were able to carry out several projects in this domain. And one of these projects was the one I would like to present you today.
Yeah, I think that's quite an interesting project for us to start the new season. I'm sure you are going to use some slides to talk about the project, and all that information and your contacts will be available in the podcast notes for people who want to contact you or somehow learn more about the project. But please tell us, when did this project start? Was it 23 or 24?
This project started in 2021, to be precise. So we are at the end of this project. So we are now ready to present the work that we've done in these 3 years. It is an Erasmus Plus project, more precisely is a cooperation partnership project, which put together 7 different universities from across Europe. And now I would like to go a bit more in detail to explain either the scenario of this project, but most of all the results, the first result of this project. So if you allow me, I will use a brief presentation, some slides to present the project. As I told you, everything started in 2021. We put together 7 universities. This is a fact sheet of the project. So as you can see, it's a cooperation partnership project, pulling together 7 different universities and some associated partners, with the idea to create a new academic path for EU project managers, with the idea of narrowing the gap between the designing of the project and the management of the project. I would say that everything started after the pandemic crisis, immediately after the pandemic crisis. The trigger of this project was the fact that after, as you know, after the pandemic crisis, European Union invested an unprecedented amount of money on the EU budget in order to recovery from the health, economic, and social crisis. So basically, the budget of the European Union doubled with respect to the previous programming period. And whether this large amount of money will bring the desired result will definitely depend on the capacity of people and organization to design and manage EU-funded project. As you know, more than 80% of the EU resources, the EU financial resources, are managed through the program and project logics. So implemented project effectively is more and more critical variable in the EU strategy, and also more and more critical in achieving the targets in recovering from the crisis at that period, for increasing competitiveness. So now, which is another priority of the European Union. Despite this important variable, from an academic point of view, we identified several gaps which basically prevent so far university to have an integrated framework of knowledge for managing your funded skills, for managing your funds. So, for example, if we talk about which are the skills, which are the capacities to managing and to design and to manage a EU-funded project, well, we first identify the fact that, for example, designing and managing a project belongs to different academic, different knowledge areas, different academic disciplines, which are basically very close, very logical close, and also close from a temporal point of view, but they remain non-integrated areas. Each area, designing and management, with its own technique, methodologies, tools, which sometimes overlap each other, but so far they have not found an effective synthesis. And also, if you look at the university, these areas are purely diffused in the university, and as I said, belongs to different academic disciplines, where designing is more associated to, I would say, to social sciences, while project management is much more linked to hard disciplines as engineering or management studies. So the idea of this project was try to strengthening the role of the EU project managers by creating a shared and integrated curriculum, which of course integrates the design component of the project with the management component of the project. And the basis of this work is the Open PM Square initiative launched by the European Commission in 2018. As you know, the European Commission in 2018 developed and published the PM Square, which is a project management methodology. For those who are not familiar with PM Square is basically a methodology, a project management methodology developed within the European Commission, initially for the needs of the European Union institution in mind, but of course, as every project management methodology is transferable to any kind of project. So in 2018, what happened, the Commission launched this Open PM Square initiative, published the methodology in order to extend the benefits of this methodology to all stakeholders of the European Commission. So not only for those working within the European institution, which was the main target of the PM Square methodology, but enlarging the scope and the benefit to the wider public. Member states, private organization, beneficiaries of EU-funded projects. So after this conference in 2018, 1 year after, experts and representative of the project management community started to gather. There was a PM Square Alliance organization that was set up in 2019, and within this organization, many experts of project management community started to discuss on how to use this PM Square, how to enable PM Square, enable the benefits of PM Square, and especially me and other colleagues started discussing how using PM Square in EU-funded projects. So we organized some conferences, some working groups, and this was a preparatory work for the launch of the EU PM Square project. So the project that we then filed it in 2021, submitted in 2021, and then realized during these 3 years. Why EU PM Square? Because, of course, while PM Square is suitable, as I said, for any kind of project, is still more relevant for managing EU-funded project. The benefit of having a common methodology for the management of EU-funded project is clear, no? To have a common language for talking with the European Commission officials that are trained and they know PM Square methodology, but also the other benefit is having one project language within the consortium, within the partnership, that would facilitate also the interaction and the collaboration among the partners, and of course also to increase better management and better control of EU-funded projects. So while the benefits are quite clear, quite evident, in order to exploit this benefit, tailoring is needed. So we cannot use the PM Square methodology without adapting, aligning the PM Square methodology to the context, to the peculiarities of EU-funded project. And this is basically the basis of our work. So we started to changing some part, to tailor. Tailor means changing some part of the methodology, align the methodology to the EU-funded projects. And this is basically it took the first period of the project. Why PM Square? Why tailoring is needed, and what are the main characteristics, the main peculiarities of EU-funded project with respect to let's say internal project or general project, traditional project. So first, PM Square has been conceived for managing internal projects, and that's why, you know, as I said, the first need of this methodology was looking at how internal projects of the Commission were managed, and this is the main focus of the methodology. EU-funded projects are different, are not internal projects, are managed by different organizations outside the EU institution. They are carried out in partnership. This means that a series of organizations jointly contribute to the formulation and implementation of the project. So this is a relevant impact on some aspect of the methodology, mainly on the governance model. Other things, other big difference, the PM Square has been mainly developed to serve the management of internal project of the Commission, mainly in the domain of IT, and developed through the tender mechanism. While EU-funded projects first covers a wide range of sector and domains, and other difference, they are implemented through the grant mechanism. So we have the difference between tender versus grant mechanism, and this also has an impact on the methodology. And finally, the other big difference is, the other big element, important element is the design stage. EU projects need to be carefully designed. They need to be carefully linked to the EU funding program objectives. So it means that we need to define an internal logic that link the program, the project's objectives with the program objective, and also with the internal logic output and activities. And as you know, here there are several methodologies that have been developed by the Commission as the logical framework approach, which are here for helping people and organizations to better design the project. So these also need to be integrated in the methodology. The project, based on this, the project, as I told you in the first part, tailor the PM Square methodology alongside the differences that I mentioned before, mainly. Then once this work was defined, we set a curricula based on the tailoring of the PM Square methodology, and also we elaborated some web-based tool for supporting the training and the teaching of the PM Square methodology. Then we tested the curricula through the learning and teaching activities, where we involved either trainers and students of the 7 universities that were part of the partnership, and then we now at the end published the version 1.0 of the guide, of the UPM Square guide, and the course curriculum. Everything is freely accessible, can be downloaded. I will tell you a little bit more about this. These are just an overview of the learning and teaching activities that we did in order to test and verify the tailoring and the guide that we developed. We did some mobility activities. Also, this gave us inputs in order to increase the methodology, and these are the main outputs of the project. As I told you before, the guide, which is freely downloadable from the project website. At the moment, it is in 3 different EU languages: English, Spanish, and Czech. But all other language versions are coming soon. So there will be again downloaded. Accessible from the project website, based on the UPM Square guide. We also designed the curricula. So basically, we designed a curriculum which is coherent with the guide in order to help people and organizations to define the training paths for training EU project managers based on the UPM Square. And the third output is a sort of a web tool. Also, in this case, is free, is open. It's accessible from the website in order to support basically the implementation of the training. So we have, for example, the digital guide, so digital UPM Square guide. We have a tool which can personalize the artifact very, very, very automatically, and we have also another tool which can be used to set the main aspect of a project, to simulate the designing and the management of a project. So this is basically what we did so far. The level of tailoring, as you can see, is basically below the PM Square. So while PM Square guide is suitable for any kind of project, of course, initiative that has the characteristic of a project, our guide is located one level below and is suitable for any kind of project designed and implemented in response to a call for proposal published by the European Commission. So we try to keep the tailoring as wide as possible, trying to cover all possible kind of EU-funded programs. Okay, so the main, the guide is for all kind of projects implemented by the program and project logic financed by the European Union. Of course, in order to use this methodology, of course, an additional tailoring and customization is needed in order to tailor and to align the methodology, the tailored methodology to your projects. Okay, so of course, some additional tailoring is needed, but we think that the guide gives you a good basis for the tailoring. This is the guide. Of course, is freely usable, is published under the Creative Commons license, so you can use it, just, of course, acknowledging the source. This is the different languages that are now available, but we are now in the process of translating the guide in most of EU languages, and will be again available on our website. Together with the guide, of course, as in the PM Square methodology, we also tailored the artifacts, which are a key component of the PM Square methodology. Basically, they are templates that could help the project managers to manage different aspects of the project and are related to different phases. And here again, we also try to tailor the artifact, and they are also available on the project website. And finally, the other output that you can find is the curricula. Here, the curricula is basically aligned to the guide. There is a first part of this course which is more is related to the funding system. So how EU funded programs are managed. So as you know, we start from the institutional legal framework, governance of EU financial programs, and some focus on EU on sectorial EU financial programs, and then in the second part of the course, it is focused on the designing and management of EU-funded projects according to the PM Square methodology as tailored by the guide. So in this case, you can also have a sort of framework template for then designing a course which is aligned with the methodology. What to say? What after? That's the first step. So it took like 3 years. We presented the results last week in Brussels, and now we are also trying to collect feedback from professionals, from academics. So first issue, we are open to your feedback. Of course, the idea is to work also to have some post-project activities, to carry out some post-project activities. First, to collect feedbacks from the academic community and the professional community. Secondly, we are trying to set up a sort of a editorial board that will manage the guide, and also the updating of the guide, the changing of the guide. We just released the first version, but we count to keep the guide updated, and also thanks to the contribution of the academic and professional community.
Okay, let me thank you for explaining all about this project and these instruments, these tools that you have developed in the project. Let me ask you this: if I'm a veteran writing and running projects, how can I use and what do I have to gain by using these tools? And second question, if I'm a newcomer, if I never did a project, but my boss wants me to invest in this, how can I use these tools, and what will I gain from using them?
I think that the most beneficial, the biggest benefits in order to adopt a project management methodology is the fact that although you are a veteran or a newcomer in the management of the project, you can speak with one language with your peers. That's, I think, the most important benefit, which is of course common to all project management methodologies, but so far we didn't have a tailored project management methodology for the management of funded project. It is true that often in the funded project, project management methodology were not very much familiar, no, because of course the differences in EU-funded projects in some way prevented the possibility to have a common and share to use a common and share project management methodologies among organization, among people that were working on EU-funded projects. So I think that the strength point of this work is the fact that investing time and resources in understanding, in adapting, in using a project manager, this methodology, you can much more easy coordinate and work with your colleague within your organization, among different organizations joining a partnership, and of course, in case this methodology will be developed, will be used across people and across organizations and also across institutions. Of course, you can also have can facilitate also the relation with the contracting authority, with the management authority, which basically developed this methodology. So it is sometimes a tool is there, and this work will I think help us to use it, and if of course we find it useful. And I think that if we invest some time to understand a little bit this methodology, I think that this can be rewarding and can facilitate and solve some communication and issues. And
if I understand it correctly, this will be most useful in the implementing phase of the project, not in the writing of the proposal, not so much in the reporting, but more on the implementation of any project, provided, if I understand correctly,
Well,
provided that all partners read it.
Well, in fact, this tailoring work that we did tries to integrate in the life cycle of the EU-funded projects both phases. Let's say we call the designing stage or designing and execution phase, where generally writing phase, not the writing of project, is sometimes considered outside the lifetime of the project or the life cycle of the project. Okay, we try to internalize this phase and trying to in some way standardize this also the designing stage. Also because, as you know, it's relevant, it's important for the projects. It's a stage where you can get, it's a go no-go phase, so you can get or not resources according to the quality of the design stage. So yeah. I think that what we did is try to integrate implementation and designing, and that's one added value of this methodology. So you don't have, you don't need to have, two methodologies, or I write the project, then when it comes to implementation, okay, let's now look to a methodology. So the idea is trying to have one single methodology which follows you, guide you from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And for us, the beginning is when I decide to submit the project proposal. So that's the beginning of the project, of the EU-funded project, according to the European Square methodology, until the closing, until you deliver the final report. So if you look at the methodology, and we work to have a life cycle which goes from the decision to submit the project until the closing, and so the governance model is based on to try to cover all the roles and responsibilities that are needed from the moment you decide. You decide as a coordinator to start to submit a project proposal until the end, and so the activities, and so the artifacts. So in one single methodology, you basically have a guide, because the methodology basically guide you, is not is not a magical wand. It guides you to support the EU project manager in all the activities and process and things that they have to do in order to have a good design, get the money, and realize the project in order to achieve the objectives that have been set.
Let me try to reinforce some of the ideas that stick in my head that I believe are the strong points of what you've been saying. So you have developed tools that you have available in these links that can help people running or trying to run projects, applying for projects in whatever area of the EU-funded projects. That's if I get it correctly, that's one point. Second point, these tools will help people use the same language as the guys who designed the calls. And probably the guys who designed the evaluation criteria and later the evaluators, so that these tools will allow people to have a common language that will help them understand and make themselves understood in the different levels of the EU projects. And third point, you're just at the beginning because you want to update this in the future. So this is just the beginning. Are these three ideas valid? And do they get the important things for your project?
Well, yeah, you got the main points. Let me just clarify the fact that, of course, our is basically, as I said, initial work. Of course, the alignment between the organization and those who design the call for proposal is potentially there, but I mean, still need to be explored. Because, as you know,
Sure.
each managing authority at the moment use its own structure of the call. Also, across programs, there are differences in how the calls are structured, the application form are defined. Although
Sure. Yeah.
most things are in common, but there are still specificity. So in order to have this alignment, I think that still a lot of works need to be done. But at least we have, I would say, an additional tool that can help these different layers to communicate each other. Everything started with the initiative, with PM's initiative, the Commission, which basically gave this tool to the stakeholders of the Commission, and we basically try to use this tool to methodology to facilitate the relation and collaboration, either, as I told you, among the organizations, among the consortium, and of course potentially also among the different lawyers, so the managing authority and the EU fund, those the recipients of EU fund. So yeah, that's basically I think the points that you raised are those that we are now trying to implement, to achieve. I said that we now publish the version 1.0. And that we will try to continue to monitor and to update the guide, also because we are aware of the fact that it's the first draft, it's the first output, and still some corrections, some improvements need to be done.
And things keep changing. The projects themselves keep changing. And
of course,
priorities keep changing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Marco, for telling us about these tools and this project. But I don't want to close this interview without the usual question. What would you like to do in the future? What kind of projects would you like to run in the future?
Well, difficult question. I'm involved in of course, in many projects, research projects, but also support projects for public sector organizations. Well, what I would like to do is basically in the future is working less on bureaucracy and achieving more in terms of targets. And I
think everybody would like that.
I hope this can contribute to achieve this objective.
I have the feeling it will. It will. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for this time, Marco. Thank you for spending this time with us. I hope everyone will enjoy it. And well, people can contact you through your contacts that will be available in the podcast notes. So thank you very much. And see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
The future of creative innovation starts now. The European Union has launched the Creative Innovation Lab 2025, and your project could be next in line for funding. This initiative, part of the Creative Europe program, is designed to support bold, cross-sectoral projects that push the boundaries of innovation in cultural and creative industries. Are you working on AI-driven content creation, virtual reality experiences, sustainable innovation in creative industries? This call is looking for projects that leverage AI and big data for content creation and audience engagement. Explore virtual worlds for European storytelling, create innovative business models for digital distribution, and implement greener practices in cultural production. We are looking for creative minds across Europe. Eligible applicants include public and private organizations from Creative Europe countries, tech startups, cultural institutions, audiovisual companies, and consortiums with at least 2 organizations from different countries. This call offers a total budget of 5 million euros, with up to 70% co-funding for selected projects. Submission deadline, April 24, 2025, 17h CET. Evaluation period, May-September 2025. Results announced, October 2025. Ready to bring your innovative idea to life. Submit your proposal via the EU Funding and Tenders portal. Don't miss this opportunity to shape the future of creative innovation. Apply now.
InnovEU, the EU Project Chronicles, is a weekly video podcast. Please subscribe to the Polyxox newsletter to receive every podcast episode. And if you like receiving it, please press like in whatever platform you are watching or listening. Also, please share InnovEU and Polyxox with anyone you feel will enjoy it. Credits: author and host Fernando C. Gaspar, music Hugo Gaspar, Lisbon, Portugal, 2024. Reach us by email or DM.